So today I got my partner with me, Attorney John Seed. We're going to talk about the Ananias types of cases. John, I think we're getting a lot of letters about this nowadays. Can you explain a little bit about what the ruling was and what's going on with the breath test?
That's right, Jason, and thank you, and good afternoon to you all. Recently, the trial court in the state of Massachusetts began sending out notices to approximately 27,000 people who had been either convicted or pled guilty or to a continuance without a finding to an OUI case operating under the influence of alcohol that had a breath test involved. And that is the result of the Ananias decision that held that during a certain period of time between 2011 and 2014, breath tests were scientifically unreliable, and that has since gone on through the appeals court and litigation that has finally come to an end recently.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a little helpful to, we always have the picture of the Draeger 95-10 up. I think it's a little bit important that it wasn't any in particular tests of individuals, but it was really the calibration that was outside of the CMRs, the regulations. So, and it led to the litigation. And obviously, the court felt as though some failed tests that were not shown to the court that led to such a great amount of tests that were essentially became kicked out. So John, we're getting all these letters now. I think it's helpful to kind of tell people, it's not as though they just get a letter and the case gets dismissed. I mean, what is kind of the first steps that you go through and our firm goes through in terms of looking at these types of cases?
Certainly, and some of the calls we're getting are from people that we have previously represented. So to me, the first thing is to figure out with them when in time did we represent them, because there has been a long period of time that we were aware that the district attorney's office was not going to introduce a breath test at trial. And so in our consultation and advising of the client, we would have put them on notice that should they have a trial, a breath test isn't going to come in against you. Many of those people, for their own personal reasons or based on the other evidence in the case, still decided to take a plea. Those people wouldn't have any grounds to reopen the matter. They were on notice that the district attorneys were not going to use the evidence. And in fact, the breath test may not have been the deciding factor in terms of why they took a plea. For most people, it's an opportunity to get a hardship license, and having a license is the most important thing to a lot of people. It's more interesting, I think, for people who were convicted or pled between 2011 and 2014, because really none of us were aware during that time. And so those people would have more of an opportunity, but it would still be the same line of thinking for us. We'd have to look at the case in its entirety, exclude the breath test, but what other evidence is there? Is there an accident? Is there bodily injury? What were the field sobriety tests like? There still could be plenty of evidence that would lead me to the same conclusion that a plea was that person's best option. And so in that case, we would advise them to leave it alone.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's such an important thing. These letters that come out, I know we've both been getting a lot of calls about this. It's not as though you just get a letter and that means your case is automatically dismissed.
No, it's not an expungement letter.
Right.
And I think advising you of the rights that you have.
And it's too bad because the letters themselves are somewhat confusing, as though, oh, you can reopen the case. And that's true, but they're still allowed to prosecute you based on the other facts. I know you had a couple cases in which cars ended up in the Charles River. They're probably not the best cases to try to reopen, even if you kick out the breathalyzer.
Right. And that's, there are so many different scenarios, and no matter how many of these cases we've dealt with, which is in the thousands, every case is unique and every case is different and every client is different. So everybody, has a different approach. Right. Certainly if the evidence is terrible and that was a case where a plea kept a person out of jail, I'm not going to want to reopen that for that person's sake. That's crazy. So, everything has to be looked at with scrutiny and through with a specific eye towards likelihood of success, because there's still a lot of work involved. Just because you got the